letting you know we live. Throwing that out there early, let you know.
Definitely do it then. That's all I got.
Just in case. All right.
Man, how about my guy Henry Ruggs? That sucks.
Yeah, that was wicked.
That sucks. His best friend died in a car crash. So man, he'd be shouting out every time, and then that happens. That happens. That's just life. Crazy.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Love the Raiders this weekend.
You do? At 2.5? Your 14 came home.
Pretty much everything I said came home, Rome. One day you're gonna listen to me, right? One day.
Man.
Is it gonna be November 2nd, 2021?
Doubt it.
Doubt it.
Shit, I can't seem to call anything accurate on Wednesday. Or what's today? Wednesday? What's today? Tuesday?
Tuesdays.
Yeah, ended up playing the Patriots and the over, and ended up playing the Steelers come kickoff. Those are the opposite of my two best bets this week.
Them Steelers, baby.
I did play the Lions though, full disclosure. I mean, I had to ride with them.
I did too.
And we riding again this week, baby.
The Lions don't play this week.
That shows you that's faith right there.
No, I was looking for him too, though. I had to stat for winless teams, boy.
Hey, look, that's called blind faith right there.
Yeah, I had the stat for one. I was like, that Lions don't play. And then I was like, let me go Rivera. I know Rivera November, December. And I was like, oh, they don't play either. So I settled for the Buffalo Bills. Transparency. Friendly reminder, we're live right now. I just tweeted it out. Copy the link. A lot of pasting. Hey. Let's get it. Rome, nothing for the sheet. Nothing for the sheet.
I'm really discouraged with early week plays right now. I'm not in a good space to be doing that.
All right, so we're not gonna get much out of you. That was just
No, I mean I played some things already, but I mean I'm not necessarily ready to give those out on Tuesday because, like I said, I could end up doing exactly what I just did this week.
100% feel that. 100% feel that.
The two teams that I died with were the Dolphins and the Lions. Everything else that I placed was opposite of my best bet, which was Chargers -5 and Lions +2. But I had another one out there. I guess I didn't mention it, but it was the over in that Chargers game too. So that came home. But by kickoff, I ended up playing the Patriots. And then that Browns game that we talked through, I ended up playing the Steelers by kickoff. And I love the Browns on Tuesday.
What a guy.
You sure did.
I don't really bet anything early. It's just not. I mean, if I'm gonna get on it, I'm gonna get on it as soon as the lines come out, like Sunday. But I try to stay away until like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Works for me, type shit. We live. We lit.
I'm gonna send that out right quick so I got complete and undivided attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the direct link right now. It's in your phone, right? Now. Where the hell is it? Oh. All right. Let's get it in. YouTube. All right, y'all ready?
Sure.
Locked and loaded. All right. And we're back. Annie Up Consultant presents What's the Line podcast, week 9. I'm your host, the meticulous Mark P, also the host of Annie Up University. Shout out to Fresno State this past week. Shout out to those boys got it done, Rome. I know you seen that. I don't know where Rome was this week, end of the week, but you know, binging. But no, so like I said, I'm also the host of Annie Up University, also a participant in the What's the Line Monday morning podcast. And we had, speaking of that, we had on there recently, Sound Man. How you feeling this week?
I'm good. Actually upset about my performance and picks for that podcast. The Chiefs let me down yet again. So, you know, whatever. But I'm feeling good today, week 9. Yet again, another ugly week in slate, but I'm here. Yeah.
All right, dog days of the NFL for sure. Papa Keys back with us. How you feeling today, Keys?
I'm all right. It's crazy because last week, the week I missed, it's actually one of my better weeks on the little sheet I be doing or whatever. So, you know, it is what it is, but we here.
All right. So he's back. He's heating up. Rome, People's Champ. How you feeling today, Rome? Week 9.
I'm ready to go. Week 9, not too good in the past 2 weeks, but I think we're turning the corner just the way I've been handicapping. So we'll get there. Just early week bets have just not been good for me thus far. So I just need to clean that up and make sure I'm sharper this week.
All right. Let's get right into it, gentlemen. Thursday night football. It's a stinker matchup, it looks like. The Jets, Jets, Jets at the Colts. Colts favored by 10.5 points, over under 46.5. Colts coming off a loss, Jets coming off a win. Ron, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, right now, this is the one game that I have handicapped all the way through just because it is 72 hours from kick, which will probably be 9 hours from kick when you guys actually hear this podcast. So line is 46.5, Colts laying 10.5 at home. Only angle that I really like right now is the under on this game. I think this is one of those weird uncorrelated parlays where I think the Colts could actually cover and the game goes under. Jets, Matt White obviously looked sharp this past weekend, 400 yards in debut and the win at home. But, I mean, that was an obvious letdown spot there for the Bengals coming off one of their bigger wins in franchise history in the past few years in Baltimore the week prior. So I think they kind of regress back to who we thought the Jets were. I don't think the Colts are too much pleased with how they've been playing the past couple of weeks. I mean, obviously the bad weather game 2 Sunday nights ago, and then this past weekend in division game where they allowed a comeback after being up 14-0 early. So I think this is a get back spot for the Colts. I think the Jets kind of revert back to who we know them to be, which is a team that doesn't score many points. This is Matt White. This is a guy that is a third string quarterback. So one sample size is not going to move me to think that, you know, he's going to be the guy going forward. And then you take in the one sample size and you say he threw for 400 yards. Well, what do we think will happen? Do we think if he plays 10 games, he's going to throw for north of 400 or near 400 yards? Or do you think that will regress back down to 200? I'm willing to bet on the game 2. It regresses back down to 200. And so I like the under here on this game. And I mean, if I do have a correlated parlay out there, it would not be with the total and the dog. It would be with the under and laying the points at home with the Colts. Matt White, prior Western Kentucky quarterback, so he's used to throwing the ball. So what he did this past Sunday, I wasn't too much shocked with. I mean, obviously, it was surprised to see him do that in his debut, but I wasn't necessarily shocked. I mean, he comes from a pass-happy offense. WKU, they throw the ball about 50 times a game. Very electric and spread out air raid type of threat. So I think this week he just gets a shot of what it is to play in pro football, specifically with the defensive pass rush that, you know, will probably step up and make some plays here this weekend. So under on 46.5, possibly laying the points with the Colts.
All right. Quickly, Rome, I agree with you on that under. I think both teams, Jets not going to put up many points, definitely regress to the mean. And then I think the Colts, I would lean towards them with the points. I think the Jets are, you know, I mean, they were in that perfect spot last week, but 8-21-1 against the spread as a road dog. The Jets are since 2017. So I lean with the Colts, minus 10.5. Soundman, what do you think about this game?
I think it's an ugly game here. I'm gonna lean with the Colts. Simply, they've been They lost to the Titans last week, of course, but prior to that, they kind of were either playing some really good games, either winning or just like barely losing. They've kind of been finding their stride. Carson Wentz does crazy Carson Wentz things that kind of puts his team in predicaments, bad predicaments, that is. So, they're kind of on the up and up. So the stat you always talk about, P, is that the fact the Colts defense only allowed 2 rushing touchdowns on the season so far. Jets are last in the league rushing the ball. So you have to revert to the Mike White, whatever his name is, to go out here, off a short week, off of going crazy last week. So I think it's going to be a little bit too much pressure here. It's probably going to be an ugly game, but I think the Colts should win. But I'm not touching this game.
Yeah, if anybody, maybe Crowder, Corey Davis played it, I don't know, but I don't know. It got to be a lot of plus money there this week. Keith, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, man, I gotta like with the Colts here. With everything that you guys said, I definitely agree with. The reason that I tend to like it is just a motivation factor. The Jets are as high as they're ever going to be right now. They're coming off the biggest win. They just beat the team who was coming off the biggest win, the Bengals. I was kind of expecting it. It was a perfect letdown spot for the Bengals. They got a very tough schedule coming up after that loss to the Jets. I definitely was expecting them to kind of be looking past them. Young team riding high. So I was looking for the Jets to show up last week. On a short week, I don't see that happening again. You got a Colts team who's coming off a major heartbreaking L to the Titans that had major implications for the division. But they have a little life in the fact that those division leaders are probably going to be a little handcuffed for the rest of the season, losing an MVP candidate in Derrick Henry. So I think you're going to get a motivated Colts here. I expect them to cover that, but I do agree that with Rome's point with like the under, because I think it's just going to be tough for the Jets to score points here. When in that Bengals game, they came out firing, you know what I mean, shooting first. With one thing the Colts always kind of do in all the games is they come out fast. Whether or not they're able to sustain that is the question. I think against the Jets, they are able to do that. So I like the Colts here.
All right, Thursday Night Football wrapped up. Let's go into the next game. Browns at the Bengals, division matchup. Bengals favored by 2.5, total of 47. I guess I'll start with me on this one. I'm gonna like the Browns in this spot. Every time I feel like I try to tell you guys, anytime you see an AFC North, road team catching points, they usually cover. All of them are like 55+% against the spread that's in the division in that spot under their current regime. So I just like the Browns in this spot to go against a Bengals team. I know it was a letdown spot last week, although they did play well in some spots offensively. It feels like they were up a couple possessions and just dropped the ball with turnovers. But this Browns team, we know they're motivated. Another loss now. Baker, I thought Baker didn't play too bad last week. I thought like there was a fumble by Jarvis, which is so uncharacteristic of him. OBJ just looks washed. But I
think Baker Mayfield has looked bad, and I think that's been an attribution.
Fair enough. I'm not trying to make a Baker Mayfield, but if Jarvis holds on to that ball, I think they win a game.
That was a huge drop.
Yeah, that was a huge fumble. So that's all I'm pretty much saying. I think they're going to be able to put this team in a position to win. Bengals cannot run the ball; they're one-dimensional. And, the Browns are 7th in offensive, opponents passing yards per game, just giving up over 220 yards. So I'm going to take this go against this Bengals team who was just 8-11 against the spread as a home team under Zach Taylor. I can only look up the home team because how many times have they laid points in this spot? So they're 8-11 against the spread. I'm going to go with the Browns here in this spot. Rome, looks like you disagree.
No, I don't. Ironically, I like the Browns here again this week. I liked them last week, and
no posting, no,
no, not this.
Not this week.
We go back to last week just real quickly. We talk about Jarvis Landry dropping that ball. They were laying 4.5, at some points 5 during the week on that game. So to say that if he caught that ball, they win that game, it doesn't matter. They're not meeting expectations right now. They're not covering ball games. They're at 500 in terms of covering ball games this year, at 4-4 right now. So everything with that said, I'm probably gonna play the Browns this week. 2.5 at home. I don't really necessarily like playing specifically on the team that's not used to laying points. And that 2.5 that's where a team where I would say, it's a spread. Obviously a field goal is 3. So I'd say a 2.5 is where a spread is. Anything less than 2.5, you're basically playing with the money line unless something very, strange happens there. So here I think this is a real line at 2.5, and I think the Browns are the right side, catching points. Going back to your point, AFC road dogs, 10-8. Going back to about 3 years ago on the road. So
Yes, under Mayfield.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking this is AFC North teams. This is just the Browns.
I mean, that's just the Browns, but all AFC North teams are 55% or greater under their current regime as a road dog.
Okay. Well, that works. Yeah, I mean, I like the numbers here specifically with the health and the injuries coming back for the Browns and the Bengals. I think this is where you would think they're a bounce back team, but I think this is where they find their stretch where we realize that the Browns aren't as good as we all thought that they would be and as hot as they have been. So, yeah, give me the Browns here in the run game. Obviously, Bengals defense has been pretty good this year, but I like the Browns here on this one. And I know I don't sound too confident with it. That's just really because I ended up liking the Browns last week and liked them for most of the week and jumped off them at the last minute. And I didn't really feel good about myself in Pittsburgh either. So going back to the well here on the Browns on Tuesday night, I do like the Browns.
All right, Soundman, what do you think about this game? Bengals favor about 2.5, total 47.
Actually love the Browns here. Potential Soundman special, one of the few dogs I like this week, but since we're all on the Browns, I might not make it to Soundman special. I like the Browns here basically because of the AFC North thing, right? I think last week the Steelers were in the situation the Browns are in this week. It's like this is a game we probably should need to win. I think the Browns, definitely have underachieved so far. A lot of turmoil. Everything you guys said, Jarvis dropped, Jarvis fumble, very big plays. Everyone's still at Baker's head. I think this is a very pivotal game for them, very important game for them, just in the terms of their season as well as the division as well. You win this, you're 5-4. The Bengals are 5-4. Whatever the Steelers do, whatever they'll do, and then the Ravens, obviously, but I think this is a game. They're going on the road. Let's just shut up all the noise. Let's get a win here. The stats are in their favor. And then, hopefully for the Bengals, man, that'll be two big L's in a row for them. So, but I love the Browns this week. Potential Soundman special, depending on how Keith sways after his pick. So.
All right, Keith, looks like you lean with the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly just a slight lean. I don't have much for this game. These aren't two teams that I'm particularly itching to bet on, honestly. I like the Browns here because I feel like that defensive unit just may be the best unit on the field. I mean, it's to be said that's going to be the biggest. You know what I mean? Obviously, I feel like the biggest struggle is how Joe Burrow on that offense will adjust to playing that defense. Whoever kind of wins that battle, what the Browns are going to do on offense. They're going to try to run the ball, control the clock. I feel like, honestly, this game will be just as ugly as the Thursday night game that we just mentioned. But, yeah, it's a slight lean with the Browns for me.
All right. Should be mentioned. We already mentioned the 10-8 against the spread. Road dog for the Browns. 8-11 for the Bengals. Is home team against the spread. Nothing much really jumps out. Oh, Browns 8-12 against the spread, division games under Mayfield. That does jump out. Next game, Broncos at the Cowboys. Cowboys favored by 10 now. Open at 7.5. Look like the Dak train is the Dak money's coming in. Total 49.5. Give me some stats out. Cowboys now 28-20-1 against the spread after a win since 2016. Just 16-18-1 against the spread as a home fave though during that span. Broncos 9-7 against the spread road dog since 2019. 17-10 against the spread non-division games. Soundman, what do you think about this one? Cowboys favored by 10.
I want to say shout out to the NFL schedule makers. I like how they be doing the back-to-backs with teams playing certain divisions every week in their interconference, out-of-conference stuff. It's pretty nice. Obviously, they played us last week. Now you're playing another NFC East opponent here. I don't have too much for this game. I'm just going to fade the trend of the Cowboys covering every single game they've played in this year. I have nothing for this game besides that. I'm going to lean Broncos here and just pray that they cover the +10 at this point. Obviously, you play the Washington football team. We are the get-right team. Their defense, I mean, granted, our offense doesn't do too much, but, I mean, their defense did their job against us, held us to 10 points, a couple turnovers. So I'm pretty sure Dak will be out there, but maybe, the Broncos could muster up enough defense to slow this offense down and just cover the 10. So I'm leaning Broncos, yeah.
All right. For me, originally, I was going to like the Cowboys minus the 10, but looking at their home fave stats, and then we also talk about fading trends. I'm going to quickly just go. I like the Cowboys team total under. It's probably going to be about 29.5, 30. Got Dak coming back from an injury. We know they can run the ball well. They have run the ball well, 2 running backs. So, to get 30 points on this Broncos defense, it has gotten better the last week or so since they revamped that defensive line. So I'll take the Cowboys team total under the 29.5, which I expected to be. Rome, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, only angle that I have in this game is the under 49.5, and I think that line will creep down. I think it closes around 48.5, 48. And 2 teams that can run the ball in the offense in Denver that can't really score. And a team against the Cowboys that I think will, try to score and do what they do. But I think the Broncos' main effort is going to be trying to keep that offense off the field and, emphasize run game. And I think the Cowboys was one of the, top run games as well in pro football. I think that meshes for a good play on the under in this one, especially with the backup quarterback, because we don't know if we're having Dak back this week, do we?
No, we don't. We do not.
So,
all right, Keith, what do you think about this game? Cowboys favored by 10. Got a like?
Yeah, I got to like on the Cowboys here. I mean,
laying the points.
Second time Keith has laid 10. Just want to let that be known.
I don't give a fuck. The Broncos is trash. They traded away cornerstone pieces of the franchise. They know what it is. They're reading it in the tea leaves. It's the Raiders division now. Everybody sees it. I'm riding with Dak. He's back. He's coming back. You see they're going to try to put the pressure on. He come back bad game, they're going to be talking about this boy Cooper. You know they're going to do it. Back against the wall, job on the line, laying the 10. Give me the Cowboys.
All right. Keith likes the Cowboys. Texans, Dolphins next.
Let's just talk to this Cowboys just line. Look ahead with 7.5, now up to 10, and we don't know if Dak is playing. I don't think what we saw on Sunday night was so amazing from Cooper Rush for this line to jump up 10, and the Broncos didn't even play this past week. So that line
they play Washington football team, Broncos.
I feel like Vegas knows, though. Vegas was the first one to act like Dak was not going to play. They moved the line immediately. Okay. And I feel like they're the first ones to act like he is going to play. I feel like
Dak's going to play, man. You saw the warm up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. Yeah, you saw the warm up. You know what I mean?
All
right. Okay. So since we were talking about the Raiders, do I want to do that? No, we'll keep it. Texans, Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 6.5. Totals 46. I really don't have too much for. I lean Dolphins. I don't, but yeah. Soundman, what do you think about this game?
I'm in the same boat as you. I'm just leaning Dolphins.
All right, Ron, what do you think?
I lean Dolphins just because obviously these 2 teams are bad, but if we talk about where they at in teams' morale right now, I mean, it's a shit show right now in Houston. Brandon Cooks is trying to get out of there. A couple other players I've heard were trying to get out of there. And then, the Dolphins, they're still fighting for their lives in terms of jobs, that being Tua Tagovailoa and the head coach, Brian Flores. So Dolphins have a little bit more to play for. These 2 teams are both 1-7. Dolphins laying 6.5. I think I'll lay it here.
All right, Keith, you laying the points or no?
I really want to deep dive this line right here. No, I'm just joking. But I am laying the points. And I'm gonna ride with the Dolphins. I'm a believer in Tua. I feel like he's been playing well this year. Through it all. The team is definitely trash. Luckily, they're playing an even more trash team in the Texans. So I laid a touchdown at home. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? He just laying points all over. Why not?
The Dogs covered last week, and I feel like Vegas, they saw that.
With me, I don't, like I said, I just lean Dolphins, but as far as a prop, we just talked about Tua. He's been, throwing the ball well. It's been a lot of attempts last few weeks. I talked about that. They were possibly auditioning him, to other teams with those, those passing attempts go up. This week, your guy, Soundman, Myles Gaskin, I would probably look to play his props, his carries over, because we expect him to win this game covered by the spread of 6.5. And I also just expect him to, we got Tua, he's here. We're going to run. I mean, obviously, they didn't get too much out of the game plan, but they wanted Tua to throw. If they get the lead here, they're going to run the ball. So I think that might be a sneaky prop. I don't know what the number is currently, though. But
out of all the games that are 3 of the games outside of the Cowboys games, they've all been like 46, 47 total. This is definitely the most likely to go over, right?
46.
Out of this one, the Browns, Bengals, and Jets, Colts. I'm just looking at the totals just in terms of like look how all of these games are going to play.
Yeah, I think this one has a good chance to go over.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
I mean, that number is pretty. I mean, yeah, I feel like the number speaks for itself.
I mean, it's similar to that same number, and I mean, shit, the Texans are similar to the Jaguars, and that game that they played in London with the Dolphins. That that game wasn't. It was more points scored in that game than I expected in the second half. I know that.
I mean, you see the Texans what they're willing to do with some garbage time.
Right, that's another because they covered that mark this past weekend, right, by 1.
Yeah, they score all those points in like the last whatever, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So next game, Falcons are at the Saints. Saints favored by 6, total of 42.5. That's pretty low. Falcons under Matt Ryan, 50, 43-1 against the spread after a loss. 38-41-1 against the spread in division, while Saints under head coach Sean Payton, 50-44 against the spread division games. Keith, what do you think about this game?
I honestly don't think much. I would lean Saints here, but it's more so a stay away from me. I don't know what's going on with either squad. Quarterback changes. I don't know what's up with Matt Ryan's hand. I mean, you know what's up with Jameis's knee. I don't expect the same kind of performance out of Trevor Siemian because he's Trevor Siemian. So I'm just gonna wait and see what both. Well, you know what the Falcons are. I don't know what's up with the Saints right now. It's just stay away from me.
All right, Ron, what do you think?
Yeah, only thing I want action on is the Saints team total under in this game, and everything else, I can just go wayside. I'm not ready to play the Falcons on the road. I don't care if it's in division. 6 points is a lot, so I would like to see the Saints meet that mark of 6 points with a line of 42. That would basically say it would be a 26. What's that?
42, so 36, so 18 plus 6, 24-18. Saints, 24-18.
Yeah, no, that would get you on the over. It would be 24-20-ish.
Yeah.
What would it be?
I think P was right, but
24-17-ish. 24.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, 17 and a half, 18.
28. I thought you heard 28 or something.
No, 24-18.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, 18 is so random though. But yes, 24-17 in that ballpark for sure.
Right. With me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, I was gonna say I agree with you with that Saints team total under. But I think that the under for the game, I mean, I'm obviously not a totals guru, but the under for the game, the Falcons do not play well, or at least Matt Ryan throwing the ball. He hasn't thrown the ball well against good defenses. He only does it against bad defenses. And even we saw with Carolina. I know Carolina's fallen off the map. They still have like a top 5 defense, running and passing, and they're much better at the passing defense. But we saw last week, I mean, he was held to a career low as far as like net yards. So
he's been playing pretty well this year,
Matt Ryan. But if you just look at the games, he played bad against the good defenses and good against the bad defenses. And
I don't disagree. I will say the key point to note here is the Saints team total under. And the reason why I love it is because the Saints average 25 points a game, 26 in their last 3, and obviously 36 this past weekend. And their team total is going to be around 24 this week, which would be the lowest in the past 3 weeks. And they've gone over that mark in the past 3 weeks. That in itself will be eye-popping to me. So I'll be looking out for that number. If that number is any lower than what they've scored in the past 3 weeks, I'll be looking to pull that trigger on the under.
Right. All right. Okay. Next game, the Raiders favored by 3 at the New York Giants, total of 46.5. Let me give you guys some stats. The Raiders, after a win under Derek Carr, 20-30 against the spread since 2014. Damn, it's no good stats for the Raiders. 35-39-2 against the spread in non-division games during that same span. And the Giants, what always sticks out, 4-11 against the spread as a home dog under Daniel Jones. So no great stats anywhere.
There's no good stats for anybody.
Yeah. We'll start with you, Keith. What do you think about this game?
I actually, surprisingly enough, I have a like on the Raiders here. I feel like this line is a little disrespectful. We're talking about a division leader here. Probably the toughest division in football. And the Giants at home are cheeks. They never cover. The one thing I would be worried about, though, is we cannot stop the run. And they do have a prolific running back possibly coming back. That's the only thing that I see stopping us from covering this 3 points is if it's just a coming out party for the most talented player on the field. I don't believe in Danny Dimes. I'm probably the only one still calling him that, honestly. And that's probably it's just in me at this point. It's pretty catchy. But I feel like this Raiders defense is like the unsung hero of you know what I mean. If you look at what's going on in the NFL, like we're actually getting to the quarterback. That's the one thing you got to do. Well, not the one thing, but if Daniel Jones has shown that if you get pressure in his face, he's prone to make mistakes. We've been capitalizing on those mistakes this year. I feel like the 3 might be a little too low for a team that definitely shouldn't be getting any points for being at home.
Yeah, personally, I want to go quickly. I lean with the Raiders minus the 3. The Giants are at home. They're just not good. They're much better on the road. Like to back them there. Don't like to back them at home. I know the Raiders got a lot going on with the Henry Ruggs situation. They were just on a bye week. So I just lean with them. But I think what I was going to say most forward is I'm looking to the Kadarius Toney, Jonathan Abram showdown. It's going to happen. Like, how many fists are going to be thrown over under? Like, what is it going to be? Like, come on. So I'm definitely looking forward to that one. But yeah. So Rome, what do you think about this game?
I like the Giants in this spot. I'm not gonna. We all know the Giants suck at home covering, so I just think if that's the handicap, I don't think that's valid. Specifically looking at the numbers, I think that's kind of square. Raiders are laying a flat 3. They've obviously been much better than this line suggests. So now all of a sudden you're 5-2, and the Giants are terrible at home, and you're only laying 3. And then, you talk about the narrative of the Giants not being good at home. The Giants give up 28 points on the road. They only give up 21 points at home. So their defense actually plays better at home this year. And I'm not going to fall into a narrative of this team can't win home games. Obviously, this trend will have to turn a corner at some point. I'm not saying this is a spot where the corner turns, but I do think this is a week where the Giants can get back and get a win at home, as opposed to a team that has to come cross country with some in-organization issues. And not that he's a impact on the line, but that's obviously a thing going around right now in the locker room. There's no way that's not, and I'm not really loving laying points with the Raiders on the road. I don't think the Raiders are trustworthy to be laying points on the road. And this is that one loss in the middle of the season that we always see from this Gruden-led Raiders organization that, they find a way to lose to a team that they're supposed to beat. And I think that this will even up with that game that we didn't expect them to win in Pittsburgh earlier this year. So
Gruden's not there anymore.
Yeah, I understand that. But this is a flat 3. This is as flat as it gets for a team that's 5-2 and a team that's fighting to just stay in a bad division. So Giants at home, I actually really like this play, and I think it'll get cheaper as the week goes on.
Yeah, and Giants did win their last home game. I believe they beat Carolina in New York. Yeah. That was Sam Darnold went back to New York, so they did do that. Salman, what do you think about this game? Oh, also, is it chicken sandwich on that, or is that not Rome's thing anymore?
No.
All right, Salman, what do you think about this game?
I like the Raiders here too. I'm going to take the Raiders off of bye week against the Giants. Shout out to the NFL schedule makers again. Giants playing 2 back-to-back. AFC, what is it, North or West for you guys? AFC, 2 back-to-back AFC West opponents.
No respect.
Play these Chiefs Monday night. You playing real well. You lose by 3. You're probably thinking, all right, cool. We could probably go in here and we should be able to beat the Raiders at home. I don't think that's the deal. Let's see what this interim head coach can do. Get Josh Jacobs back, get Waller back, and do it for Ruggs, man. So Raiders come in here, go crazy, and get some points, man.
Do it for Ruggs, crazy.
Do it for Ruggs, bro.
Go crazy. Nah, they do it for. Come on, bro. Come on, that is. Bro.
I think also as a person that
win
really
for your guy. He's going through things. Win for him.
As a person who really likes the Giants here, obviously there'll be value on the money line, but I'm definitely going to be pulling the trigger on an alternative spread. They'll probably be laying maybe 1.5, so it'll be Giants minus 1.5, and you get that extra.
I much rather like the Giants, like the money line. Like, bro, if they're gonna get covered, they're just gonna beat us. Like, if we cover
that's what I'm saying. That's why I like the alternative spread.
cover
Because
the
they're
3, we're gonna
laying a
beat the
couple
shit
points.
out.
If they're gonna beat y'all by 3 or more points. And the line is 3. If I played alternative money line now, it's not gonna go 6. That's basically a pleaser. It's gonna meet me somewhere in the middle at like 4.5, which is 1.5. I'll lay 1.5 with the Giants. I like them that much. Like I said, going back to one of my points, if you play somebody on the line and you like them, and the line is 3, you don't expect them to win by 4. You should be playing teams that you like that in lines of 3. You should be expecting them to win by 6 or more. If not, you're on the wrong side.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the sheet. Interesting. 2 stayaways for this next game. Patriots -4 at the Panthers. Total 41. Rome, what do you think?
Panthers team total under. This team can't get it together offensively. Sam Darnold looks bad. They're going to continue to play him for the rest of the year. They're also going to.
I don't know if he's going to play though.
He's in concussion protocol.
So they're going to put PJ Walker in. So they'll hand the ball off and continue to try and emphasize the run against a Patriots team that also runs the ball pretty efficiently. They only run the ball about 24 times a game, but you see this past weekend, they run when they want to run and they run when they need to run. And I think against this Panthers defense that is very good on the back end, they're not as stout on the front end. I think their line is built for pass rushing outside of Derek Brown and Morgan Fox. So, I mean, I'm not really worried about them being able to stop the run here. And I like the under on the Panthers team total. That's why this full game total is the lowest on the board this week at 41, because these are 2 teams, a bad offense and a team that can run the ball. So I'll just take the Panthers team total because I know that might be a backup quarterback in it. And if it's not, it might be even better because Sam Darnold is shook right now. So Panthers team total.
Yeah, for me, just quickly, I just lean with the Panthers plus the 4 points. I just know Matt Rule as a dog is like, 40-14 against the spread off the top of my dome. So, I like that. And then they're just, they're 7-2 against the spread as a home dog. The Panthers are under his toolage. So I'll lean with the Panthers in this spot. And then the Patriots team that they throw the ball well. They actually run the ball. They don't, they run the ball. They're bottom 10 in running the ball, top 13 in passing. But this Panthers team is pretty tough to pass on them. I can see them getting out of here with a 3-point win, Belichick type shit. And so I'll just lean with the Panthers and a good defense. Next game, Bills -14.5 at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Total of 49. Total went up today as well. I noticed that when I was editing the lines. See what you guys think. Oh, Sound, man, I'll start with you. Bills Mafia. What do you think about this game?
I'm leaning Bills here. I'm not going to take the points like I did last week, even though they cover for me. I'm not doing it again here with the Jags. I really don't have too much for this game as well. Urban Myers stinks. The Jags stink. With the Bills, to Rome's point, they did play a tough. The Dolphins did play them tough, a divisional opponent last week. So I really don't have nothing for 14.5 on the road.
No, I don't think you should. And I love the Jags here. I love the Jags. This line is going to stay right there. One of those football numbers that I like catching points at, specifically at home, specifically in the game out of division. This could be an easy letdown spot for the Bills, a young team that's still learning how to win and win the right way. I like the Jags team total here. And as well, if the Jags team total is going to cover, they're going to have to score points with the Bills. Bills start off really flat this past weekend, really slow. So, total at 49, that means there's going to be some points scored in here. NFL average for totals this year is 48, and this game is 1 point over the NFL average. I like the Jags be able to get on the board here against the Bills. So I like the 14.5. I also like the Jags team total over. I think those 2 things are correlated.
Yeah, it does sound like a correlated spot. All right. It was a stay away from me. I got nothing. Keith, did you have something for that game?
No, not really.
All right, yeah, all right. All right, so I'm actually compile these next 2 together. Tell me,
I suck at these every time we
I know. So basically,
because I don't have anything for either of these games.
Tell me, which home fave would you back? If you had to make one bet, Ravens are laying 5.5 at home. Rams are laying 7.5 at home. Ravens versus the Vikings. Rams versus the Titans. I'll start with me. I'll actually take the 7.5 with the Rams. I know that they're defensively, they have to get better. We know that they made that trade for Von Miller. I thought it was necessary. Like, give up 22 points in the 4th quarter to Davis Mills. I know that you take the brakes off, but you can't. But that was a little disgusting. But I think the Titans have a lot to adjust to. Their defense, we talked about it, Salmon, on the Monday pod. There's a lot to be desired as far as their defensive backs. They're still giving up over 267 yards per game when they air. So I would take the Rams laying the points at home rather than a Baltimore team who still cannot, defend the pass. They're 32nd in that category, Baltimore is. So I'd rather take this Rams team that I know can put up points against that Titans DBs and a defense that looks like it's going to be improving with the addition of Von Miller. Soundman, which game would you bet between those two?
As of today, I would probably be on your same side with the Rams here. Titans definitely going to have to adjust to a lot. You losing a guy that accounted for over 70% of your offense. I mean, he is the focus of that offense. So what are you going to do points-wise? The Rams have been covering these spreads pretty simply these past few weeks.
They did not cover, though,
They didn't cover?
No, 22. They were laying like 17. They won by 16.
Houston, 22 points in the fourth quarter.
You're right. I'm gonna still go Rams right now. I think come later on in the week, I would like to see all the players, if any, that the Ravens have that were injured, if they're gonna be back or not after the bye week here. I think tough L for the Vikings, but the Ravens, I mean, get a bye week. You went into your bye week, took the L against the Bengals. I think you probably went into the bye week. You probably motivated to win, but I would want to see if anybody at all is coming back from injury. But as of today, I'll probably, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to take the Ravens here. I'll lay the points with the Ravens instead of the Rams in this one, man.
All right. Should be noted, John Harbaugh, 9-6 against the spread after a bye. Keith, which home fave would you take here? Ravens laying a 5.5 or the Rams laying a 7.5 against the Titans?
I think I'll definitely go with the Rams here. Just the Titans, I just don't know what they're going to do now. Like, Derrick Henry is their offense. He's even, like, to me, the key point of their passing game. Without them establishing that run, getting that play action involved, the team just doesn't look nearly as good. They don't look like a Super Bowl contender at all. So while the Rams have issues, they're definitely a team with a clear identity and definitely are contenders. So if you're going to ask me which one do I like more to back, is definitely the Rams. Definitely considering the fact that I was leaning with the Vikings to cover the 5.5 anyway. So
yeah, and I think that's why I asked that question, because it kind of covers both. Like, which you would probably, if you're not going to back the Ravens, you kind of lean with the Vikings. So, but Rome, you got to answer for us on that one.
No, just one comment on this Rams Titans game. Total is still 53.5. No Derrick Henry. Obviously, we would expect a person that has 70% of the contributed offensive efficiency to impact the scoring total, and specifically on the Titans team that is very much relying on the run game on first and second downs. Total still at 53.5. That's pretty high. Both teams are going to have to score points for this line to be met. So, I would like to be the contrarian here and bet Titans team total over. I mean, they're going to have to pass the ball more opportunity, whether it's in garbage time or anything. I think what do we always mention? Your interest is always aligned, specifically in this spot, because even if they're down, they're going to be trying to pass to improve a passing game in which they expect Derrick Henry to be out for a couple weeks. So high total of 50
weeks.
I think he'll be back this season. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to give a chicken sandwich bet on that? I mean,
no, I'm good.
All right.
Not on the injury. That's OD.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the dirtiest in the game.
I'm not saying like he will be back, but I think there's a good possibility he'll be back this year.
Yeah, if they make the playoffs.
If.
Yeah,
all right. So let's move on. 3 more games on the board. Chargers are at the Eagles. Chargers favored by 1.5. Totals 50. So I mean, are the Chargers going to get back in the win column this week? No, Rome's got nothing. Soundman, what do you got?
I think the Chargers get back in the win column. Like I said, they let me down. I said that yet again. I keep referencing the Monday Morning Pod, but they let me down a couple times this season. I think they need to get back on track this week. Fat and happy, we say it all the time, albeit against the Lions. The Eagles destroyed them 44-6. You're back home. Chargers coming back to the East Coast. Just get a win, man. 1.5 points, man. Just get a win outright. I think I like the Chargers here, man. That's all I got. I like the Chargers here.
All right, Keys, what do you think? F the Chargers? Is that your motto?
No, I mean, actually, when I first saw this, I liked the Chargers, thinking about it. But as I'm looking at the numbers, I think I'm going to actually lean with the Eagles. And I think this might be a good spot You know what I mean? Like if you like putting money line on dogs, I don't know how much value you're gonna get. They're only 1.5-point faves. But
Probably
I know that randomly the Eagles started out as one of the most pass happiest teams in the league, like the first couple of weeks. And I remember speaking to that on one of the previous pods that I was on. Since then, though, they've actually went back to the team that I guess more people thought they would be. They were actually one of the most run happy teams, like situation neutral. And against this Chargers team, I think that's actually the recipe for success. They're literally the worst team against the run in the NFL. So I feel like there's a good chance that the Eagles can establish themselves. Obviously, you can definitely see a path to the Chargers win this game and probably could win it by a lot. The spread, I mean, the total is up to 50, so they think there's going to be some points scored in this game. But I think I like the Eagles here to establish themselves with that run. I feel like that's a safer bet if you put money on it than this Chargers team getting right on offense, which hasn't really happened of late. Neither team is looking as good as they were early in the season.
That's the truth. The Chargers offense does not look good as they have earlier in the season, and also the Chargers defense, he just mentioned, can't stop the run, but they also can't get off the field on third down, specifically on the road. 44% on third downs at home. That goes up to 48% on the road. That's basically a 50-50 chance of opponents getting first downs while the Chargers are on the road. So an offense that's not clicking and a defense that can't stop the run is a recipe for a team that would be an early exit to the playoffs, or what we're used to being usually a 10-6 ball club that misses the playoffs because they can't do those fundamental things.
All right.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was that Rome saying fuck the Chargers?
Yeah. The only side I could play on this game is the Eagles. So that line just stinks.
All right.
Look ahead was 6.
Yeah. So that's what I was going to get into.
That's crazy.
I'm actually going to like the Chargers at the -1.5. A few reasons why. Eagles best bet against the Raiders a couple weeks ago. Oh, I remember that. That was me. I'm not going to back this team here in this spot. I think the Chargers have enough offensive weapons to handle the Eagles. So I know the Eagles are kind of catching their stride. They played better, much better against the Lions last week. But when it comes down, I mean, his look ahead was -6. So we've obviously seen money coming on this Eagles team. But did the Chargers look that bad? They played some good opponents the last couple of weeks. I mean, with the Ravens, and then coming off the bye, they played the Patriots. And I know Soundman last week just kind of brushed off, you're just, you're playing Bill Belichick, but I'm like, yo, that's a big deal. So I think, you're going against a much less competent coach in this Nick Sicario guy, whatever his name is. I think I have the better coach here between the two rookie coaches. Chargers, I think they're just going to get it done. So backs against the wall, motivational P. I got a good quarterback. I have good offensive weapons. And you just hope you can get the Eagles off the field running the ball, but maybe they'll get cute, which they have the whole first month of the season. So
I mean, this is just one of those classic Charger spots where they go East Coast, they're showing promise, and they lose a close game. So I'll just continue to fade that until we see otherwise from this franchise.
All right, there it is. Historically, the Chargers do not get it done in this spot. I totally agree with that one. All right, Packers at the Chiefs. So pick them now. Chiefs look ahead was 2.5, total 54.5. Rome, starting with you. What do you think about this game?
I'm a little well here on the Chiefs team total over. Did it last the other night. That didn't cover. It's really a bad bet by me. To be honest, I just saw the 31.5 and I saw the total and I thought that kind of made sense, but I was looking too deep into the line, specifically with the team and the Giants that ran the ball too much. However, that's not the issue this week. Packers are going to be passing. Chiefs are going to be passing. There'll be a lot of plays rammed in this game, giving me more opportunity to cover the team total, specifically with the line at Pick'em. This line says this team is going to, both teams are going to be within the 24-ish points, 20, 23-ish points. Chiefs team's total sit around 31 all year. And this is a spot where I think I'm catching value and a discount on that. And specifically on the offense that is going to have to turn the corner and get going sometime soon. I think they will. At home, back-to-back weeks. Chiefs team total over 24.5. I like it up to 25.
I think it's going to be more than 24, though, Ron. The total is 54.5. I mean, divide that by 2, that's 27. So they're expecting both teams to score about 26 to 27.
You're right. So, I mean, I think well, we don't have the number yet, full disclosure, but you're right. That's bad math. It would be around 26.5. And I mean, I like that too, because at the end of the day, the difference between me liking 24 and 26, like I said, if I like to play a line, I'm not going to think that 2 points is really going to keep me from playing a line. If that's what keeps me playing a line, that's not the right size. So I still like it. I think they could score 28 or more points. Going back to my point, their lines are usually around 31, 31 and a half. So I think I'm getting a discount still at 26, 26 and a half.
All right, Salmon, what do you think about this game? Packers and Chiefs. Pick them.
Love the Packers here on the road. As I was listening to John Wick Rogers today on Aaron Rodgers Tuesdays, he just seemed very calm. I like to judge how he is, and I'll judge the Packers like that. He seemed very calm today. He spoke to Patrick Mahomes' woes right now. He's letting him know, like, you know what I'm saying? I've been there before. You got to figure it out on your own. I don't think this is the week they figure it out. You know what I mean? State Farm Bowl is here. I think Rodgers going to roll into Chiefs Kingdom. It's going to be a 4:00 game, Romo Nance game, and I think they're just going to handle their business. To pick them, it doesn't matter how much they win by. I think they'll just beat this Chiefs team. Chiefs can't figure it out every week. We say this is the week they'll probably figure it out. Every team they play, they should figure it out. We thought they should figure it out after only scoring 3 against the Giants, and you only put up 20 last night. Or excuse me, 3 against the Titans. You only put up 20 against the Giants. So it's just like, I don't think this is the game they'll figure it out. Not against Aaron Rodgers and these Packers. Obviously won 7 straight. Give me the Packers and a pick 'em.
Yeah, for me, quickly, I like the Packers in this spot. I mean, I just think the Chiefs are just over, just going through a lot. They continue not to cover 3 and 13, their last 16 regular season games. The Chiefs are. Usually this is a point that I would fade the Packers because they always have a letdown spot this time of the year. But the Chiefs, I think the Packers, Aaron Rodgers is going to be motivated considering who he's going up against. So I like the Packers in the spot. Keith, what do you think?
Stay away from me. It's the popcorn game. It's Mahomes versus Rodgers.
All right. Should be noted, Packers under Aaron Rodgers, 85, 65, and 4 non-division games. 66, 52, and 1 against the spread as a road team. So, all right. Last game on the board for us, gentlemen. Cardinals pick them at the 49ers. Total 46 and a half. NFC West guy, Salman, what do you think?
Yeah, I just had to stay away here, but I just thought to myself, it's a pick 'em, man. Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals here, man. The Niners, man, we don't know about these guys. I agree with you saying often that, this is not the few years ago. These aren't the same 49ers. They can't get.
Are you talking about?
These are not the same 49ers, man. Cardinals just lost their first game, had 10 days to think about it, go on the road. Oh, what did I say? What is the stat I said? These Niners have not won a home game in like how many times? Since like 11, 12 games straight. This is not it.
They're never going to win.
Not this week. Not against the Cardinals. Absolutely not. Let's get back on track here. Give me the Cardinals and a pick 'em. Simple pick 'em. Simple pick 'em. They had to go to extremes pretty much to beat the Bears last.
They did not. They covered comfortably in the end. It's like the Bills cover comfortably in the end.
Cardinals in a pickle, man.
Yeah, I love the 49ers here in this spot, and it's all about the line. I don't even want to watch. I would not even have to watch the game or handicap the game outside of this line. Cardinals team that's much better in terms of the record. 49ers team that's just now getting their first win in 3 weeks. And I mean, a team in the 49ers that had higher predictions in the season win value than the Cardinals. And here we are. Look at it was 3.5. Cardinals now down to pick 'em. I mean, line opens basically at pick 'em. So the 49ers basically just earned back 3 points of home field advantage. I don't think so. I think it's just the 49ers being that much better than what the books and the sharps thought that they were heading and trending towards. 49ers.
For me, I just lean with the Cardinals, but I don't know if Kyler Murray is going to play. I heard that he could be out a week or two. So I think that speaks to the line movement as well. There's some uncertainty there, like kind of what you just saw with the Dak Prescott. So I just lean with the Cardinals though, considering that he might play. I know Hudson's coming off IR this week. So I'm now back in the 49ers and I'm no good. So but Keith, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, I like the Cardinals here with the caveat that that Kyler Murray plays, of course, and he's like fairly healthy. If it was a questionable game time decision, it's more of a stay away from me. But if Kyler Murray's out there and he's looking like he's going to play, I like them. For the simple fact that I know the 49ers are really good against the pass, but I feel like Kyler Murray and this Cardinals offense is kind of like an outlier, proven to be this season. A little hiccup last week, but literally playing against the GOAT. Jimmy Garoppolo playing better of late, but he is not that. So I gotta lean with the Cardinals here. Pretty much alike.
All right, let's go. Tease me picks, gentlemen. Tease me picks. I guess I'll start with me this week. 6-point teaser. Give me the Falcons plus 12 points off the Saints' big win. Did I just tease the Falcons? I think I did. Yes. Teasing the Falcons plus the 12 points, and I will take. So I want the Packers plus 6 or Rams pick them. I'll take the Packers plus the 6 points. Anybody else?
Yeah, give me Titans plus 13.5. And I'm going to tease the over or the total of 46 between the Dolphins and Texans of 40.
Yeah, and I'll tease the 49ers up to 6.5, and then I'll also tease the Browns up to
That's a pick 'em, bro. That's a pick 'em. Like, you get them a 6.
6.5 point teasers, right?
A 6-point teaser.
Okay, tease them up to 6.
Bro's always trying to get that extra point, bro.
I'm gonna go with the funny same game teaser. I'm gonna tease the Dolphins down to minus half a point, like basically a pick 'em. I'm gonna also tease the over 40. Come on, give me 41 points. 41 points.
All right. There it is. Tease me picks and best bets presented by Bluehost.